Hey, what's going on with it once again? Bros, women, bronies, and pegasisters, excuse me. It's the one, the only Mr. Nintendo Sony Free 2011, aka Criticism Guy 2009. Anyways, I've been wanting to do this for about a good month or two, even though I said it about 2 weeks ago I wanted to try, but it was actually a lot longer planned ahead than that. But I was talking a little bit about this on my Facebook and Twitter. I didn't give too much away on it, but this is just gonna be a top 10 best theories and facts about Pokemon and stuff. And I've done this before with top 5 Pokemon theories about 3 or 4 times last year, and maybe like once or twice when I first started doing it in 2011, 2012. And yeah, I don't have any like slideshow for you. I just got pictures and stuff. So a lot of people already know about most of these facts, but you know what? I'm gonna say it anyways. I'm gonna try to do other like Nintendo and other Sony game facts and theories too, instead of just sticking with Pokemon 24/7, because there's just so much. It's like that one really huge ass YouTuber, which is of course Jay Witz, which I actually did like a little channel review about him, what he's all about and stuff. So if you guys want to check that shit out, by all means, go right ahead and just check to see my little phone things going off. And yeah, thank goodness, it's on vibrate. So yeah, coming in at number 10, as you can see on there, hopefully you can see this on the screen. Probably gonna start getting dark pretty soon, which is it's almost 4:30 over here in the West Coast time. By the time it's 5, it's gonna be pitch black. So kind of running on a time schedule here. Plus it's a Wednesday. I got a couple errors and shit to do, but I had enough time out of the day to do a video. Lucky me. This might not be up till Friday, so we'll see. So yeah, this is the Genesect and Kabutops theory. So this is pretty much, this theory just talks about like the reason why Kabutops is just another alternate, a lot more stronger version of a Genesect, which I could sort of see the resemblance, because you know they came from 5-6 billion years ago, kind of around the same time when Pokemon was like, at the time when they were like the dinosaur age for the Pokemon universe, you know? And I guess it sort of makes sense, and then like they had to revitalize it and like make it brand new and everything. And it does make sort of sense when they put a cannon on the back of its head and they just take away the sharp giant sights that it has and put little pinchers on it, as you can see right there. And I'll put all the links to the description down below if you want to check them out. Another funny thing is that like it's a sort of a long lost relative to Kabutops, because even though it's not a rock like water Pokemon like Kabutops and Butterfree, it's like bug poison originally, but then it could change to like four other different elemental types like electric, fire, fighting. I think ice too. I'm not sure. Maybe psychic, because I never owned a Genesect unfortunately, because I don't have any hacks or anything to get it, and I never went to an event thing either. Or they didn't even go to events anymore. Just give it to you like DLC shit or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much number 10 on the list here. So going in on number 9, facts and theories. I think I talked about this before, but I'm talking about it again. As you can see it here, hopefully if you can't, I'm just gonna read it to you. It says, Voltorb is a Pokemon possessed by a haunter. Take a Pokeball, take the haunter's in its eyes, and then thus a Voltorb was born. In theory, when Haunter was possessed Voltorb, they become trapped on. I can't even read the bottom part. This is all like freaking blurry as shit. I don't know why. Blah 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 blah. They became trapped and the button missing, so it can never get out, and it always explodes because it's angry. It cannot escape it. That's hilarious as fuck. The reason why I brought this theory up, I thought was really awesome and funny. Whoever came up with that theory, it's hilarious. Oh, future reference, I was gonna do like a theory thing on Diglett, but it's kind of a lot of sexual perverted shit on there, so I decided not to like put that on there, because I don't want to end up getting a fucking copyright strike like I did almost 2 years ago. So fuck that. So yeah, pretty much other than that, you know, I guess it would sort of make sense. I'm wondering what makes it into an electrode, you know? Who has the exact same eyes as an electrode, you know? It makes you wonder, you know? Kind of a little bit of a fact and theory thing there for you. I guess if it used explosion, I guess that goes for a fat Gengar or something, or a fat something else, other Pokemon, fat Snorlax. Who the fuck knows? And that's pretty much number 9 on the list there for theories on why Haunter might be a Voltorb that's always blowing up and exploding all the time. So coming in at number, oh, that was number 9, yes. Coming in number 8, this one's a real famous one. That Gengar is really actually a shadow of Clefable, and that thing sort of makes sense because, you know, kind of had the same stature, the physique, and the design line to it. Because in a way, if you look very closely, it sort of does look like that. And another really big YouTuber, his name's Blame Truth or Not Blame Truth. He used to do a lot of Call of Duty and Battlefield like video game LPs and stuff. But he's doing a lot more like Pokemon strategy guys, like competitive battle, the OUR, your NET kind of shit. This one, like, a little bit, pretty much intrigued me a little bit, because it sort of had, like I said, the same design, physique, and everything, except he's a Ghost Poison Pokemon. It's weird, because he used to be Ghost Dark in 2nd and 3rd gen, and after that, it changed into Ghost Poison later on, I guess. I don't know what it was. Like, you know, Game Freak's little, like, weird, like, underground innuendos and intentions for the game. I don't fucking know. But yeah, other than that, I guess it would sort of make sense. There's a lot of fan art out there, how Clefable and Gengar are related, and that they have a lot of the same features and designs. Except, like, the only difference is, of course, Clefable's a pure fairy type now, so it'd just be a normal type, and they're pretty much going to probably kick that out the curve to make a 7th generation. Because we're already at 6th generation with 752 Pokemon, I guess? I don't know. Or 760, I have no clue. But other than that, you know, I guess it sort of makes sense. I like all the fan art and the speculation. It could be true, it could be false. It could be something Game Freak threw in there for the hell of it. For shits and giggles, who knows? And that's pretty much number 8. Now number 7 on the list is this Pokemon right here. It's Frostlass. There's a regular picture of it, and somewhere from DeviantArt I found this. So shout out to the person who ever made that shit, because they were awesome. But yeah, I already talked about this maybe once before. I actually heard about this on this other guy, which I fucking completely forgot his name. I think it was called Pokemon something. I don't know. But yeah, let me check it out really quick before I keep going, because I was watching this video before, which is named, oh, that was it. I see it right there, Metro Tech University. That's the guy that does a lot more theories and stuff. That's pretty much where I got some of the theories from him. Him and then Protomari and a couple other people, like, I know he does a couple other videos, like, once in a while, but he hasn't made them in a month. This is Brandon Bronson. He does a lot of little creepypastas too. He's a funny-ass guy. Definitely check all 3 of those people out. Try to leave their links down below if I remember, of course. But yeah, other than that, they say that the reason why Frostlass is only females, because if any people have ever watched Inuyasha too, this sort of makes sense. Have you ever seen that episode with the woman that's always killing men because they killed her children ended up getting destroyed and murdered from, like, warriors centuries ago? It sort of kind of comes into play with this Pokemon, because they took her babies away and they destroyed her and murdered her whole family, and pretty much she wanted to get revenge on males. It's a real dark, fucked up story, so... And then you would think this is just for kids, but no, you'd be mistaken, my friend. You'd be very fucking mistaken. Not trying to ruffle your feathers or anything, but that's just pretty much my own opinion on it. But yeah, other than that, what happens is, the thing that is this shit right here is just fucking huge. How this Pokemon is just like, it's actually like a demon slayer, a demon hunter, pretty much a woman that died and pretty much freezes people to death while they die and suffer a broken fucking death. I'm sorry if my words are going all over the place. It's just, it baffles my fucking mind to believe that they would have this in the game. But you know what? This ain't the first time Pokemon had a controversy. I remember way back in my 90s days, there was a lot of crap ton of controversy when it came to, like, Pokemon and shit, you know? Like the whole, like, Ash Ketchum, Pokemon Catch'em All's I Love Satan in the back. If any of you 90s kids remember that shit, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. If any of you people are under that age limit, that's probably under 21 or 22, you probably don't remember it that well. Or you were too young to remember. But other than that, yeah, that pretty much had a lot of controversy to do with this, and that's the reason why in the one episode, in the Snowrun episode, where Dawn, her Piplup gets taken away because, like, Frostlass was trying to kill her, or Frostlass. And side note real quick, I know in my Plasma Blast deck, I actually have like 4 of these already, Frostlass Pokemon. It's a really cute little, like, 3D design, so I'm surprised I wasn't in a holo. They just made a reverse holo, so it's kind of awkward on their part. And that's pretty much number 7 on the list right there. Should be 7. And number 6 on the list right here. This really doesn't have nothing to do with Pokemon. It does, but it's with the towns and the cities for these two. And the first one up is the old school version of Azalea Town. And Azalea Town, of course, you already know, should be the home to all these Slowpoke that live in the Slowpoke well. Had a lot of different fascinations for it. So this is actually fact, though, instead of theory. So the fact about this was that it said 400 years ago, of course, the Slowpoke, they cured the city from a big giant, like, huge ass fucking drought that they had, and they eventually got, you know, they used their rain dance attack or whatever, and they pretty much saved the whole city, or town, Azalea Town. And of course, it's the home to Kurt, the Pokeball creator, which in the anime, I know they talk about the GS Ball and the old school version of the anime of it. And you guys remember that one where the Slowpoke were going all over the place, and Ash, I think, got his Pokeball his GS Ball taken away, and then it finally took it from the Slowpoke that stole it from him, and then finally gave it to Kurt, and then they never find out what happened to GS Ball, so it kind of does suck. I talked about the GS Ball a couple of months ago in my I don't know if it was my criticism guy channel or here, but you can check them out if they're on there. The videos are still up. But yeah, another really cool thing about this city, of course, is the home of Bugsy, and that's nothing new. I don't know if it was just me or other people would have, I always got confused with Bugsy's gender, if it was a boy or a girl. So I wasn't even sure if I was like, supposed to like that or not, because it was kind of like in the Snoopy thing with the Peanuts gang. You never knew if Patty was a boy or a girl. You always say sir all the time, Maybe it was a lesbian, transgender, cross-dresser. I don't fucking know. That's the thing that always confused me about Bugsy, the gym leader. I might get into top 10 gym leaders one day. I did talk about the top 10 like Elite Four champions almost 2 years ago. If you want to check that out, try to put the link down in the description below if you want to check that out. And yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about that city. And then talk about slowpoke tails being destroyed and eaten, which is kind of weird. So it's not cannibalism, carnivorism. I don't fucking know. So that's number 6 on the list. Number 5 on the list right here is South Palace City. I used to call this thing South Palace City, Soto Palace City. I'm not sure if it was that pronunciation or South Palace City. So yeah, pretty much the whole inspiration to this town was Athens in Greece or something like that. It was supposed to be in Greece or Pompeii. I don't know. There's a movie on Pompeii that's actually going to be made out in real life. It was just based on sort of like, Roman Greeks and gods. But I already did a trailer review on it about 2 months ago. If you want to check that out, that's fine with me. Awesomeness. Anyways, yeah, it's pretty much the whole battleground place in Pokemon Emerald where Kyogre and Groudon, they end up like battling each other in Rayquaza. They stop everything. But a little bit more deeper meaning to it is because like it was the first city that was supposed to be underground in the volcano and like was never had any other inspiration besides Greece and Athens and stuff. And almost got destroyed once again before Rayquaza ended up saving the day. Which is weird because he always looks crazy evil, but he's actually a good Pokemon. And that's pretty much all I had to say about South Palace City, or South Palace City. I don't know, however you want to pronounce it. Coming in number 4 really quick is an old school redesign of Lapras. On this one right here, you can see a little bit different. It looks the same, but if you look closer right here, see that it has sharp ass jaw teeth. And it was actually originally based in the Loch Ness Monster, which I really wasn't surprised on this theory very much. There's even a lot more old school versions of this thing. It was actually not going to have a horn on its head, 2 horns on its head. It was actually going to have a horn on its beak, or its face right here, as you can see. And I guess the reason why this Pokemon, they say, is extremely rare and valuable, and if you could tell the difference in, like, shout out to, once again, Metro Tech University for talking about this. They actually stated that, like, the Pokemon hunters were destroying a lot of them because they had a lot of trust towards humans, and the hunters were killing it for its shells and its diamonds and stuff, so that's pretty much the reason why this Pokemon almost led up to extinction. And the Pokemon 6th generation with X and Y, you can actually see Lapras. After all these years, almost 18 to 19 fucking years, we're able to see him, or her, because Lapras for me is usually like a female than is a male. Of course, it was one of Ash's, or Red's Pokemon, excuse me, and Ash's Pokemon too in the Orange Islands, if any of you guys remember that. It was the Sea Fairy Pokemon, it used to transport. It was a ferry boat. And me living back in the East Coast, I already knew what ferry boats were kind of all about, because over here there's nothing but almost desert out here in Vegas. And it's crazy ass fucking times. And other than that, I guess that does make sense of why it's extremely rare and hard to fucking catch. And you can only catch it past the Slowpoke well in that Lapras area. Or if any of you guys remember Gold Silver, even the Heart Gold Soul Silver remake for it, you can still catch it down there, which is fucking awesome. And that's pretty much on there. I almost said that's all I have to say, but there's 3 more left. Coming in number 3 and 2. They're sort of similar to each other, but they're kind of not. Once again, Metro Tech University talked about this. I'll leave the link down in the description box below if you want to check out all his movie theories. Pokemon theories, excuse me. Memento. The attack Memento actually meant immortality. Not immortality, mortality. And that you only get live 1 life to live, and the stupid fucking YOLO thing if you want to tell that shit, because I really fucking hate that word. A lot of people still swear to say it, but not that much, like they did almost 2 years ago, and last year. But yeah, other than that, Latios says he's using Memento. Any Pokemon can use Memento. It's just mostly a lot of Dark and Ghost type moves that can use it. I know Weezing was able to use it, Muck was able to use it. A lot of old school Pokemon, for some reason, they can use it. It meant like 1 life to live, and a life is precious, and you should never let it go, no matter what happens. And even eventually you will die. Hopefully it's by an age and not by evil accidents and stuff. So it kind of gets a little dark and crazy to skiers. So that's number 3 on the list. Number 2 on the list is a little bit different. This one's called the Night Slash, and of course, a lot of people kind of know what Night Slash is already. See the Golurk getting hit by Night Slash. This is the 6th generation of it, by the way. I'm not sure if any of you guys can see it, but pretty much Night Slash right here is It's actually based on the old Japanese, not folklore, but actual facts that happened about 100 years or 1,000 years almost ago. And there was a lot old school samurais that would actually kill people, travelers and wanderers and dwellers that would like travel over to Japanese and Chinese like places or whatever. They were going to the next city and towns and they would get robbed and pretty much get sliced by a fucking sword. So that's pretty much where the move Night Slash came about, and has a little bit of Japanese history. And a lot of the Pokemon moves and stuff are gonna have Japanese history, obviously, because it's from Japan. Where else? You know, even though it's all over the world now, it's a world-renowned big-ass fucking game. But that's how it is with Night Slash. So that's number 3 on the list, 2 on the list, and number 1 on the list is gonna be a little bit different. It actually has to do with this one right here. If any of you guys remember this girl right here, and I'm sure most of the male Pokemon fans like myself will definitely remember who this girl is. This fucking Miss Professor Ivy right here. And if most of you guys already know, especially in the old school 90s kids like myself, which is usually from 21 to 35 by now, but if any of you guys remember Professor Ivy, remember how awesome and sexy as hell that bitch was. She was epically hot, just like Primo was. But I'm not going to get into the sexual side of her. I'm going to talk about her, how she has like ties for Professor Oak. So pretty much for her name, Professor Ivy, sometimes she was a friend for Professor Oak in the anime series, and she is the only female one besides Professor Juniper to actually have a role in the anime. But she didn't have a role in the video game or the comic manga things either, which is kind of weird. You would think she would, but she didn't. And she was a real close friend towards Professor Oak, explaining in real life there's ivy leaves that actually like leaves and plants that actually grow up against oak trees. So that kind of has that little reference there towards real life plants and animals, I guess, if you want to go that far with it. And then after that, another thing about her is that really fucking awesome, besides her being with Brock, and there's all these theories of Brock is actually Ash's repressed sexuality, how he never got laid and he's still a virgin and shit like that. There's already a lot of freaking theories on that, so I'm not going to get into that shit. But yeah, pretty much Professor Ivy was like the best friend of Professor Oak, and I guess she rejected Brock and stuff like that, and she never got laid. He never got the pussy from her. And that's pretty much all I had to say for now. So like I always do say, hopefully you like this quick top 10 theories and facts on Pokemon. I'm going to try to do more Nintendo and Sony theories. Try to do it a lot more this year, even though we're almost done with the first of the month. And the second of the month is alright around the corner, which is February, and I'll have my birthday by then. So thanks for the 4 to 5 people on Twitter that wish me happy birthday. You guys are awesome as hell. I got my real life buddies. I'll probably chill and hang out with them. And I'll probably hang out with a couple of family members I haven't seen in about 2 months. And that's all I have to say for now. So like I always do say, peace out, everyone. Peace out, bros, bronies, and pegasisters. I will see you when I see you guys. Have a good day, have a good night, wherever you're at around the world. Don't drink, smoke weed at the same time. Don't do anything reckless. See you soon. See you around. Peace out, ladies. Goodbye. And I'll have a really cool ass thumbnail for you guys at the end. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Be easy. Peace, ladies. I'm out, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe. I'm gone, getting the hell out of here. See ya.